Hey guys, I usually make more positive videos, but you know what? Based on my conversations with a lot of people, I realize that when people start moving to the UK, they don't really know much about the place, so they aren't really the best judge of where they should be living in the first place, right? I mean, a lot of them might have never visited the UK before or lived in the UK. And the simple truth is we're all moving here for what's best for ourselves and for our families, right? And that decision can completely change the way you experience or perceive the UK. So there are places in the UK that are an absolute dream to live in, and there are places that can be quite the nightmare. Which is why in today's video, I'll be telling you the top 5 places that you must absolutely avoid living in the UK. And I know I might get some hate from this, but here's the thing. This isn't a list I've come up with, it bases a lot of reports, so don't hate the messenger. But with that, let's dive in. So at number 5 is this place called Peterborough, and if you haven't heard of it, I don't blame you, I hadn't heard of it either. But apparently for a few years now, it has been competing for the first place, but this year around it slipped down to the 5th place of worst places to live in the UK. Peterborough is located to the north of its much more famous neighbour, Cambridge. One of the reasons it is one of the worst places to stay is its crime rate, which is 45% higher than the crime rate of England, Wales and Northern Ireland, which makes it the most dangerous city in Cambridgeshire. The overall crime rate in Peterborough in 2021 was 111 crimes per 1,000 people. So if you're wondering why people think it's so bad, some of the residents that live there said that the problem with living over there is you feel that you're totally isolated from everything else and that you're cut off from the rest of the world. Now, if you still plan on living in Peterborough, that's completely up to you. But here are my 3 tips. Don't make eye contact with strangers for more than 3 seconds. Don't park your cars in even slightly shady car parks, or you might come back and not find your car there. And the third one, don't listen too carefully to strangers while you're passing by, and you'll probably miss all of the racist comments they're probably passing. Moving on, at number 4 is Liverpool. Football fans might not agree, but a lot of people think that Liverpool is an absolutely horrid place to live. Not me, a lot of other people. Situated on the border of northern England and Wales and 39 minutes away from Manchester, it is said to have drawn the worst characteristics of both regions, that is Welsh and northern people. Liverpool is the most dangerous major city in Merseyside and is amongst the top 10 most dangerous overall out of all of Merseyside's 39 towns, villages and cities. The overall crime rate in Liverpool in 2021 was 128 crimes per 1,000 people. Now, just some of the reasons a lot of people are not very happy with Liverpool is because of crime rate, street violence, gangs, drug violence, car burglary, and apparently random dog waste that seems to litter the pavements. So if you're fine with all of these points, I guess it's alright for you to live in Liverpool. Otherwise, you might want to rethink that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for notifications if you want to see more content about moving to the UK and what your life will be like once you get here. At number 3, we have Luton, which is another name that pops up very often in the worst places to live in the UK. Located to the north of London and 44 minutes away from King's Cross Station, Luton is often lovingly referred to as England's toilet. Again, not my words. Luton is the most dangerous city in Bedfordshire and is amongst the top 20 most dangerous overall out of Bedfordshire's 127 towns and villages and cities. The overall crime rate in Luton in 2021 was 85 crimes per 1,000 people. So if you read the reviews on Luton, you'll see one of these particular reviews which mentions that they saw a bunch of 30 kids bursting out of McDonald's and they were punching each other, and no one was really sure how much of it was ketchup and how much of it was blood, and there was quite a bit of it. Apart from that, the town centre is apparently really dead, and walking at night can be really challenging where your safety is concerned. So if you do plan on living in Luton, well, here's my advice. Don't make eye contact in a pub, avoid Marsh Farm. Don't have high expectations of the train station, and, well, very obviously avoid McDonald's. And you should be good. At number 2 is Huddersfield, another town notorious for coming up with bad reviews. It's located just short of 30 minutes away from Manchester and Leeds. Some of the reasons for so much hate is the pollution levels, the uncleanliness, and apparently the people in general. Residents also say there isn't really anything in town apart from a few pound shops and very few coffee shops. An interesting fact though is that apparently Huddersfield has more taxis per capita than any other place in the UK, and apparently all driven by people who don't care for the roads. Once a vibrant hub for Monday markets, cinemas, theatres, dance halls, swimming pools, galleries, fancy clothing shops, unfortunately none of that exists in Huddersfield right now, and all you have is remnants of a lost era. If you're wondering how safe Huddersfield is, it is the safest major town in West Yorkshire and is the 24th most dangerous overall out of West Yorkshire's 118 towns, villages and cities. The overall crime rate in Huddersfield in 2021 was 105 crimes per 1,000 people. A word of advice if you still plan on living in Huddersfield is be extremely careful with your phone and your wallet, or before you know it, you'll realize they've been lifted off you. And at the first place is Aylesbury. It's likely you haven't heard of it, but you know what? In the poll that was taken, the residents of Aylesbury apparently voted for it with such a vengeance that they made the place go viral. Just an hour away from northwest of London and often used as a commuter town, Aylesbury is based in Buckinghamshire, which actually boasts of some really beautiful places. Aylesbury, however, is often referred to as the Boyle on your you-know-where of Buckinghamshire. Just some of the reasons why residents are unhappy is because of long queues of traffic, crime, antisocial behaviour, and apparently sewage smell on a hot day. In the survey, residents called out the town as being a crime hotspot. One person even said if you are a middle to upper class family or an individual looking to move to Aylesbury, then ensure you employ 4 full-time security guards and a dog and some barbed wire around your house. But that being said, if you check crime rate, you'll see that Aylesbury is the safest major town in Buckinghamshire and the 31st most dangerous overall out of Buckinghamshire's 216 towns, villages and cities. The overall crime in Aylesbury in 2021 was just 80 crimes per 1,000 people, which is a lot lower than other places. So I'd really say the jury is out, and if you actually check a lot of forums, you'll find a lot of people actively supporting Aylesbury. So, well, you never know. And the same goes for other towns as well. A lot of people vocally support a lot of the towns mentioned on this list. So, to be really honest, I genuinely think that if you do plan on moving to the UK and if you are considering any of these places, you can consider the list, of course, but it's also equally important for you to actually visit these places, make an informed decision yourself, without relying just on what you see here or what you see in articles. So go experience the place for yourself and then decide if it's right for you or not. Now, if you are looking at the best places to stay, however, and especially if you're looking at places close to London, I definitely suggest you watch this video.